Alright, how you guys doing? My name is Dan, and today we're going to be going over a build that I've wanted to actually mention to you guys for a while, and I think I have it down. It's gonna be a little different from builds that you might have seen from other people, because they do it as a sense of using Iron Man Ace and having the ICTV with like the Thanatos or some shit, which that is completely viable. And you can do that. That's perfectly fine, and that's up to you if you want to do that. But for this video, I'm going to be going over a dodge version of that I have come up with. And it is the dodge Graze build. And if you guys don't know what Graze is, and if you're relatively new, Graze is a new skill that was added that took place of the silencer skills that seem to be very overpowered and almost mandatory for one down / death sentence now, and they got rid of it, and they did some tweaking to the skill trees and everything. But Graze, if you guys don't know and you haven't read it yet, the snipers that hit their target deal 20% of the damage dealt within a 100 centimeter radius around the bullet's trajectory. And then if the bullet would headshot kill someone, instead of doing 20%, it would do 100%. Now, I do believe that that tunnel, it's not 100 centimeters of 100% damage. I think the farther you're away from the bullet where it was shot, I think the damage falls off a little bit from my testing, maybe. I'm not 100%, I didn't do a whole lot of testing on that particular thing, but I did do some testing on some other stuff. But I will show you guys the build with some gameplay in the background as I'm talking to you guys about this. So in the mastermind tree, we have combat medic and quick fix basic with uppers aced, because this is a dodge build. We have force friendship in the control section, just basic, because you always need some cable ties and faster shit. We have stable shot rifleman basic with ammo efficiency, aggressive reload, and obviously Graze all aced. And I will explain all that after all of this. But we have underdog aced in the enforcer tree. We have resilience aced with transporter and bullseye basic. We have steady grip basic as well. It's kind of a filler, to be honest. And under the ghost section, we have duck and cover, we have parkour, shockproof, and sneaky bastard all aced. We have second wind, optical illusions, and unseen strike basic with low blow and high value target aced. And in fugitive as kind of a filler, we have 9 lives aced. Now, there's two ways you can run this, and the way that it's, I guess, meant to is having as low as concealment as possible. More specifically, if you want to get the max potential out of low blow aced, if you have it aced, that is, then you want to get at least below 5%, or exactly 5%, because of up to that 30% mark, 5 detection lower is always beneficial. And then sneaky bastard, all you really need is 25. So depending on how you have these aced or basic, kind of dictates how you swing about it. But I have two versions of this. One of them I tested extensively, and I will tell you guys all about that after. But the 4 weapons that I would advise choosing in this particular case is a concealment Grom or Dragunov sniper rifle, built fully for concealment, or the same thing for the Mosin Nagant. Same exact thing, build it for max concealment. And then for your secondaries, it's kind of different, but you want to build it kind of for, how should I say, concealment, funny enough. And whatever weapon you choose is up to you, as long as, if you're using the Grom sniper, make sure that your secondary is 31 concealment or below, or no, above, my bad. And if you're using the Mosin Nagant and you don't really care about that crit chance that you get from low blow, then I would advise sticking under 25 concealment. So that gives you a lot more leg room, but you get less crit chance out of it, you know? So in this case, I will be using whatever fucking weapon this is. I have it renamed, but the micro Uzi, I'll call it. And then the Jackal or the UMP-45 for the Mosin Nagant version. Because as far as I know, it still works. Yes, because it's at 17. That's how I have it. If you guys want to do that as well, then that's up to you. I will let the secondaries be up to you. But now we will get into the meat and potatoes of everything else. But before we do that, just for the melee, I use electric brass knuckles just in case enemies get close to me, and then throwables, concussion for lining up potential headshots, even though they're kind of staggering. And then your perk deck, obviously, because it's a dodge build, we have Rogue. And then a 2-piece suit, first aid kits, and then you're golden. So now for why it's a dodge build. I don't know. I thought it would be a nice, interesting thing to do. And it's actually pretty well, because my playstyle, especially with snipers, I tend to run around a lot instead of hiding. But I also tend to hide as well and snipe from a distance. And that's what you're kind of wanting to do in here, because it's a little spooky. I have tested the Mosin Nagant and the Jackal, or the UMP-45, on death sentence, and it is viable. Without crits in general, you can almost insta-kill everything, or if not, you can, besides bulldozers, but I will explain something in a bit. Low blow is a little bit of a tricky situation, because I'm not 100% if Graze's damage is affected by low blow, but if it is, then that opens everything up to a whole new thing. I think it does. I'm not 100% because I can't really confirm that, because it's a little hard to kind of test it out, because there's certain instances where I get a crit on some dude's skull and then the enemies around him just get instantly mowed down, but that happens even when it's not a crit. So I'm not 100% because it's all based on where they are within that 100 centimeter cylinder, basically, that it's a little hard for me to find out if it does. But even if that's the case and it doesn't, it's still good to have those crits just in case, as well as plowing through people. And then having your secondary as well, because your secondary is kind of weak. If you have all those crits, it'll be able to take down those guys at death sentence or death wish or wherever you do it a lot more effectively. Now, I might be thinking about it the wrong way, but that's whatever. And then an unseen strike was kind of just there, to be honest. But the extra 35% crit chance for 6 seconds, just for sitting somewhere for 4 seconds, I find that amazing, to be honest. So you stack those. I don't know if they're additive or multiplicative. If they're either or, I'm assuming they'll be multiplicative, to be honest, because that would be a little overpowered if you had a total of a 65% crit chance. But again, this is Payday and things can be broken at times. But I want to get back on that low blow subject real quick, because after doing some testing, I have found probably one of the spookiest things ever. And you have the potential to one-shot one of the death sentence bulldozers with this build if you hit a face crit. And I will explain. So after you shoot off the faceplate, the metal faceplate, and then the glass faceplate in front of him, if your crit chance is, high enough, or you're lucky enough and you shoot him, you'll deal a 22.7k crit, which basically covers his entire health. Obviously, you're going to shave off some because of scratching off that faceplate, unless that's not you doing that. But I'm just letting you know now, it has the potential to one-shot kill a death sentence bulldozer. Now, whether that's the medic or the minigun, I'm not sure if their health values are different, and if they are, please let me know in the comments. But I still think that you'll one-shot kill them. Now, because of how I had my build before, and when I was testing it, I was using the Mosin and the UMP, I didn't get as much crits. That's why my testing, it can use a little more fine-tuning to get everything pinpointed exactly. But from what I've seen, I don't fully think low blow and the crits, if you hit somebody in the face with a crit, I don't think that crit damage is spread along that 100 centimeter radius. But if it is, that's cool. If it's not, it doesn't matter. Because you can use low blow still to take out enemies with your sniper or your secondary if they get too close to you. And that's what the reason Underdog is for. And if you've seen any of my builds, Underdog is always essential for me, because you receive 15% more damage as well. So you get a flat damage buff from there for 7 seconds if they're still around you. So I don't know if that stacks on to your weapon's full damage, and if it does, that's crazy, and if it doesn't, it doesn't matter. But it's still insane to think about. And then the potential to one-shot kill a bulldozer with a crit with this extra low blow stuff is insane as well. But that's really gonna wrap it up here. I will put a, I want to say it was a Payday stats link down below so you guys can check out this build. If not, you know, you have this video right here to help you guys. But hey, experiment with this build. It's all up to your own interpretation. If you don't like a skill and you want to change it, feel free to do so. If you want to trash on me for skills that I've picked, you know, do that as well. It doesn't matter, because it's just the build, and it's what I find viable for me and how I play. So if you play a little bit differently, then feel free to tweak it as you want. But anyways, I'm going to wrap up this video for now. I want to thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Like your favorite if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe if you have not already to not miss any of these videos in the future. My name is Dan, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Have an awesome day, guys.